Welcome to the Blogs for Borders video Blogburst, February 27, 2007. It may be cold and snowy here in Chicago, but across the country, illegal immigration news continues to heat up. Is the fix in? In Belgium, the immigration restriction party, Vlaams Blok, has been forcibly removed from the ballot for repeated incitement to discrimination. What does this have to do with illegal immigration in America? This week, presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton went on the record saying that she supported a pathway to legalization for illegals. And she described her stance as basically what the president has proposed. In fact, she went on to say, "I think on this issue, the president is right." The other leading Democrat candidate, Barack Obama, is on record as standing with the president on immigration. So if you're looking for a restrictionist candidate, perhaps you should look on the Republican side of the aisle? John McCain is one of the driving forces behind amnesty in the Senate, and Rudy Giuliani is on record as supporting amnesty. Okay, maybe not. While it may not be against the law to be a restrictionist in America, it is also something you most likely won't get the chance to vote on in the next presidential election. Is the fix in? You do the math. When aliens attack, or in this case their supporters. This week's story is a perfect example of the news ignores. Every protest we attend is chock-a-block full of socialists, communists, and anarchists. Yet you'll never hear them described as such on your local newscast. Instead, they'll be described as local activists, human rights supporters, or whatever euphemism is handy to hide the fact that they're violent, revolutionary socialists who hate this country. These videos show the human rights activists in all their non-violent glory. They make no effort to hide who they are. So why does the mainstream media go to such lengths to do so? The victim, 6th grader Gladys Reyes, 11. The accused, Mauricio Sanchez, 33, illegal alien from El Salvador. The charges, 2 counts of criminal vehicular operation resulting in great bodily harm. The story. This scumbag hit little Gladys with his van and dragged her for over 500 feet. But that wasn't all. He then attempted to flee, leaving the little girl with debilitating and life-threatening injuries. Scumbag Sanchez asked for immediate sentencing. Prosecutor Backstrom thinks it's just to protect himself in case little Gladys dies. And if our government had been doing its job, this jerk wouldn't have been here, and 11-year-old Gladys Reyes would still have her arm and her childhood, making this crime 100% preventable. The victim, Amy Courtline. The criminal, Rafael Ramirez Perez, 22, illegal alien from Mexico. Here's what we know about this scumbag. Deported at least once, 4 prior DUIs, blood alcohol level of .13 4 hours after arrest. Status? Convicted, currently serving 21 years to life for the murder of Amy Courtline. The story. After smashing into Amy's car in what has been described as a horrific crash, this scumbag ran away, leaving Amy to die. And if our government had been doing its job, this jerk wouldn't have been here, and Amy Courtline's parents would have more than the cold comfort of knowing this scumbag is doing a hard time, making this crime 100% preventable. The victims, James and Betty Tuggle, 70 and 64 respectively, of Albany, Kentucky. The accused, Jose A. Rodriguez, 23, illegal alien. The charges: murder and operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. The story: scumbag Rodriguez, driving under the influence, crossed the center line and struck the Tuggle's car. Betty Tuggle was pronounced dead at the scene. As of February 24th, James Tuggle remained hospitalized. And if our government had been doing its job, this jerk wouldn't have been here. Speaking of which, we've got a little more to share about this particular case. A federal immigration agent who asked to remain anonymous for the safety of his family has revealed this information about Rodriguez. He has been known to go by other aliases and has at least 5 previous alcohol-related arrests since July of last year. That's right, folks, at least 5 prior arrests in the past 7 months. But wait, there's more. The agent reports that the recent effectiveness of immigration and customs enforcement has upset local farmers and business interests by diminishing their supply of labor. Fancy talk for deporting too many illegal aliens. And that the farmers have, in turn, put pressure on the local jailer to not cooperate with ICE if he wants to be reelected. If the jail had contacted me on his first arrest and incarceration in July, the agent said, he would have been deported, and Mrs. Tuggle would still be alive. And that makes this crime, like all crimes committed by illegal aliens, 100% preventable. Soldiers Angels was started by a self-described ordinary mother of an ordinary young man turned hero, Sergeant Brandon Varn. While serving overseas, Brandon wrote to say that some of his comrades weren't receiving anything from home. This was unacceptable to Brandon's mom, and as is so often the case when ordinary people decide to do something, the results were amazing. In what seemed like no time at all, Brandon's mom had created a worldwide network where ordinary folks could bring a little home front cheer to our brave men and women serving overseas. Through projects as diverse as teddy bears and voice-activated laptops for wounded troops, to simple letters written to express appreciation for their service, Soldiers Angels live up to their motto, may no soldier go unloved. A donation of time or money to help these good folks is time or money well spent. This week, the immigration watchdog blog reported that noted Reconquista loon Enrique Morales, on his Tijuana-based radio show, passed along threats made against the San Juan Capistrano Minutemen, reading from an anonymous email. We have received an email that in San Juan Capistrano, Marie Callender's, this week is not a good week to go eat there, because it looks like there are going to be some surprises in the food that will be served to the people that are visiting us. That is because we will have some very special visitors this week, and some meetings that they will have. So we recommend to our community not to eat at Marie Callender's in San Juan Capistrano this week. Later we will give you details on why. We have known that they have had some meetings there, and some of them have gotten sick, and it looks like it will happen again. Have the local Minutemen been poisoned previously? We, of course, will be following the story. The watchdog called the FBI, unlike Morones, who instead chose to look out for the good people of San Juan Capistrano by sharing the warning on his radio show. From Mexico, in Spanish. Be careful as you proceed with life in occupied Aslan, folks. This week, Judge Fortunato Pedro Pete Benavides, sitting on the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Austin, Texas, denied agents Ramos and Campion their freedom until appeals could be heard. Benavides said the men, quote, had not shown unique or unusual circumstances that justify their release based on an exceptional reason. The more we find out about this case, the more it stinks, and we call on President Bush to release the agents. Meanwhile, patriots across the country braved the elements to support the wrongly imprisoned agents. Let's take a peek at some wet and wild protest action from California from the East Bay Coalition.
Tonight, new developments in the outrageous miscarriage of justice of 2 imprisoned former Texas Border Patrol agents. Ignacio Ramos and Jose Campion have been in jail for nearly 4 weeks. The two were convicted of shooting and wounding an illegal alien.
Bonus coverage comes from the American Freedom Riders and Minutemen in Phoenix, who were joined by Monica Ramos and Joe Loyer, wife and father-in-law of Ignacio Ramos.
Trial transcripts.
Ramos and Campion.
And songwriter Michael Britton has written a song about the agents called Ramos and Campion. You can hear and buy the song at agentramos.blogspot.com. All proceeds go to the families who need our support as they fight to free Nacho and Jose. This has been your weekly Blogs for Borders video Blogburst, bringing you the latest illegal immigration news and views you can use. Until next week, never back down, and remember, America wasn't built by illegal immigrants.
Vamos a combinar.